What's up, y'all? A little birdie told me that Buttery Bros dropped Podium at Target, so you know we gotta go get some, take it to the garage, test it out, let's get to it. All right, y'all, we just got back from Target. Of course, I had to call in my good friend Chelsea Bourgeois to talk about the supplements now. And when we got here, should I say, I went ahead and mixed all of these and went ahead and tasted them. So we're gonna talk about my experience. We got Chelsea in, we're gonna talk about all the formulation, all of that. But before we get going, two things. If you haven't done it yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I don't know why you haven't. Turn on the notifications because you don't want to miss out on any content like this moving forward. And another thing is that we've reviewed every type of supplement under the sun. And we have a best list for every single supplement, right? So all you gotta do, for example, is search BarBend best protein powders. That article is gonna pull up, and the same goes for pre-workout, creatine, you name it. All right, so let's get this started with the protein, and really quick, if you're anything like me, you know how much of a pain it is to open up a brand new tub of protein, pre-workout, creatine, whatever, and you can't find the scoop. It's almost like at first you think there's not one in there. With Podium, I love the fact, I'm gonna see if I can get this in here for you. There's a little hook right here for your scoop to go on. As I make a mess, you know, casual, make a mess really quick, that's okay. But there's a little hook right there for your scoop to go on, and that's amazing because I hate having to dig my fingers in. Typically though, I usually find a fork or a spoon and kind of fish for it that way, but the fact that they included that, that's really huge. Okay, so this is a whey concentrate. It's gonna cost you 25 bucks for 15 servings. We're gonna talk about that in a second. Now, it also only comes in 2 flavors. Chocolate brownie, which what I have right here, which I will say is really good. Doesn't taste like milk chocolate though. It definitely tastes more like a brownie. And you're getting 125 calories per scoop with 22 grams of protein. Now, Chelsea, for those who don't know, can you explain what a whey concentrate is?
Sure, yeah, so there's a few different whey types out on the market today. Whey concentrate is going to have the least amount of manufacturing going into it. Obviously, when you start going through more manufacturing processes, it starts to get a little bit leaner. So the whey concentrates, out of all the types of whey, are going to have a little bit more carbohydrates and a little bit more fat, which is not always a bad thing. It might sway your decision one way or another. But in this particular product, there's I think 2.5 grams of fat. And remind me how many, Jay, of carbs?
5 grams of carbs, so 2%.
5 grams of carbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so honestly, it's I feel like a pretty good, well-balanced way to kind of boost your protein intake. You know, we've mentioned before, there are some protein powders out there with more protein per scoop, but this is a really good way. I'm a fan of supplements that really just bridge the gap, and 22 grams of protein is impressive. You know, it's a good way to kind of fill in some gaps where your diet may be lacking.
Absolutely. You know, obviously there's other products out there that are around 28 grams of protein, but you're still hitting that 20 gram threshold, if that's what you want to call it, that is recommended to hit with your meals and everything. So that's really nice. Now, is there anything else here that really stands out to you with Podium?
Yes, I love, you know, at a pretty affordable price and an accessible protein that's, you know, in the aisles of Target. I love that it's Informed Sports certified. So it undergoes third-party testing. So for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind, and what I'm taking, you know, or adding to my supplement stack has been cleared through an unbiased lab.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the pricing is nice, you know, $25 for 15 servings. That's nice when you compare to other companies that are charging, you know, 60 bucks for 30 servings. The only con I have personally with that is you have to make it an additional trip each month to go and get your next tub of protein. Obviously, you can buy 2 at once, but you know, a lot of people just want to go for the 1 tub at one time and go from there. Kind of forces you to go to Target again, and if you're anything like me, you're gonna probably wind up spending some more money elsewhere in there. So, you know, definitely be careful right there with that. But another thing here is that, as I mentioned, I got chocolate brownie, also is only available in vanilla ice cream. So while that may be great for you, maybe perfectly fine, there's obviously, you know, other flavors with other protein powders, different brands and things like that. So definitely keep that in mind. And while Podium does offer a whey isolate that's not at Target. This is specifically, this concentrate is the only one that you're gonna find at Target. So definitely just keep that in mind. Overall though, I will say I liked it. I told you I drank some before we got here. Tasted great, also mixed really well too. And I think that's due in part to the, the fact that it's instantized with sunflower lecithin. It mixed really well, even with water. So that's really cool too. All right, so let's talk some pre-workout now. This one right here is gonna cost you 25 bucks for 25 servings. That's pretty average compared to a lot of the competition. Obviously, there's other pre-workouts out there that are gonna cost you more, but this is pretty solid. This blue raspberry flavor is the only one you're gonna get from Target. And honestly, it tasted great and it mixed really, really well. Oftentimes, with pre-workouts, you get the little clumps down at the bottom of your shaker bottle. That wasn't the case here, very minimal at least, and that's a really good thing. Now, we got some call outs here because there's some misleading information that we just noticed. Okay, so Chelsea, first things first. We talked about the beta alanine just a second ago. So on here, it's listed as 1,600 milligrams, but that's not the case on the website, right?
Yes, they have, on the website, they have combined the L-citrulline and the beta-alanine, and they show that total as 3.6 grams or 3,600 milligrams, which is true because there's 2,000 milligrams of the L-citrulline and 1,600 of the beta-alanine. But they have referenced on their website that 3.2 grams of beta-alanine really helps with lactic acid buffering, things like that. And while that's true, that research is true, research shows that beta-alanine in that dose on its own does that, not the beta-alanine with the L-citrulline. Now, I will say those two ingredients are great for pre-workouts. They help with nitric oxide production, that helps with blood flow, they help with buffering that lactic acid like we said. Unfortunately, the doses that research is showing is 6 to 8 grams of L-citrulline are beneficial and 3 to 6 grams of the beta-alanine are ideal for pre-workout supplements. So, these are kind of low doses in my opinion. It might be something that's ideal for some people and not others. I don't know. It may give some people a good little kick before hitting the gym. Others may not notice much of an effect after taking it.
Yeah, so I'm not too crazy about that. I mean, I didn't get tingly or anything, which is what beta-alanine does, and a lot of people don't like that. So a lot of people try to steer away from it. So, if you are looking for something that's, obviously on the lower end of that threshold, this is gonna be really solid for you. Another thing that we noticed though is that it's got 150 milligrams here, which is pretty solid. That's not crazy. It's not jam-packed with caffeine or anything. But on the website, it also says 200 milligrams. So a little weird, a little bit weird to say the least. How do you feel about that?
50 milligrams of caffeine is not make or break, but as a dietitian, I'm really, I like to know exactly what I'm taking and exactly what I'm recommending to my people. So I like things to match up across the board, from the bottle to the website. And this is, this might just be a typo on the website. It might just be a reformulation. We don't know, but yeah, I'm with you. I would like everything to match up. For sure, and this is still really solid. I'm excited to hit the gym with it because obviously I'm not working out right now. I just had a little taste sample of it. I'm really excited to see how it performs. I think it's going to be great. I mean, as I've referenced in many other videos, I am a little bit caffeine sensitive, and so this 150, that's a nice sweet spot for me. But a lot of other good stuff in here. You got the L-tyrosine. You have 1,000 milligrams of creatine, which is obviously, this isn't going to act as a creatine supplement on its own or anything, but it can help you fill in the gaps a little bit, which is pretty cool too. And then you're getting electrolytes in here as well with magnesium, sodium, and potassium. So that's about it right here with this pre-workout. All right, up next is the creatine, and I just wanted to be concise, so I actually mixed this with the pre-workout. This is unflavored, which is really nice. It's kind of the case with pretty much all
creatines. Obviously there's some that are flavored. I prefer the unflavored just because you can mix it with whatever you want, and that's a really nice thing. I tend to do that with my smoothies in the morning. You're getting 5 grams of creatine monohydrate, and that is it. That's clinically dosed, right?
Yep, that's the upper end of what science says is effective, and then it's Informed Sport certified. So you're really getting clinically dosed and third-party testing.
Yeah, all their stuff is. I forgot to mention with the pre-workout that is also Informed Sport certified. This is gonna cost you 25 bucks for 40 servings. That's a pretty sweet price tag. I'm not good at math, but that's pretty solid just right off the bat. Now, another thing I will say here is that this is very comparable to a lot of other creatines out there, obviously. And guess what? We have a full best list, and Chelsea and I, did a full video on our favorite creatines on the market. So if you want to compare this one to our other, our favorite options out there, just go ahead and search BarBend, get best creatine, and it'll pull it right up for you. Now, of course, they did not have the electrolytes a little while ago whenever we went and snagged all of this, but we still got to talk about it. It's a blue raspberry flavor. It's gonna cost you 25 bucks for 25 servings. So big fan of the price tag. Big fan of the fact that it's the same flavor as the pre-workout right here, because you can mix them together before you go and work out, and you're not gonna be able to tell a difference, which is really cool. Now you're getting sodium, you're getting your magnesium and your potassium here, but Chelsea, what stands out to you with this formulation?
Yeah, so I like that this particular electrolyte formula has 30% of your magnesium needs, your daily magnesium needs. And I like your idea that the two flavors, match up, pre-workout and electrolytes, because you can stack them. Now that is not the case for everyone, because you do get about 500 milligrams of sodium between the two of them. So that may not be ideal for everyone, but that can really help with hydration. Research has shown that magnesium in particular can help, reduce muscle cramps and exercise. So if you're sweating a lot, this could be a really cool combo.
Yeah, for sure, because that's about 23% of your daily value of sodium, which is not the best for everybody, right? But the magnesium content, that's huge. For me, I think that's really unique. I went and looked at I had to go and double check and cross-reference our best electrolytes article, which, once again, if you want to go and compare this, just search BarBend Best Electrolytes. We had a video as well that Chelsea and I put together. Definitely check it out. A lot of great content. Anyways, comparing to that list, there was only one other option on there that had this much magnesium. And correct me if I'm wrong, but magnesium, most people are deficient in magnesium. So the fact that you can get this just from your electrolyte supplement, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, a super convenient way to meet your magnesium needs, for sure.
Yeah, and then last thing here, don't forget this is also Informed Sport certified. All right, well, that's a wrap on today's review over Podium Nutrition and what they have available at Target. Chelsea, first of all, thank you for joining me per usual.
Oh, thanks for having me and for giving me another reason to go to Target.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that you can go and get this at Target is huge. This is the best supplement stack. Essentially, this is a supplement stack. Let's imagine we have the electrolytes right here as well. This is the best supplement stack you're gonna be able to get your hands on at Target. Pretty cost effective, it's average compared to the rest of the market. Obviously, it's right down the street at Target. And then also it's Informed Sport certified, so you're not getting any banned substances with the supplements that you're taking, which is a great thing. You don't want that. Thanks for hanging out with us, y'all. I hope this video was really helpful. Leave a comment down below if you've tested this out before, maybe if you're gonna go try it. Let us know what you think about it. Otherwise, we'll catch y'all next time.